Hello and welcome to Peckish, the ultimate food competition where you have to wing it to win it. This week we're here in Sydney Harbour and our special guest judges, the seagulls of Sydney. These feathery fellas are a protected species under the Biodiversity Conservation Act as they're a native species to Australia. We've spoken to our bird expert, Chris Lloyd, about the lives and diets of seagulls.
They're an omnivorous animal, that is, they eat just about anything that they can come across. So they would go back to what you see them most commonly doing when you're on an island, going to the surface of the water and dipping their heads in all the time. Usually where there's an updwelling of something near rock faces, they will be picking out very small fish, tiny schools of fish, cephalopods, which are calamari, that sort of stuff, little tiny ockies and stuff like that. Or they'll go around the rocks and start picking bits and pieces off shellfish, quite a lot of seaweeds and things like that in their diets. So they're omnivorous, and that's pretty much what they do. But they'll also eat worms, they'll eat stuff off the shorelines, go along the sand looking for worms, and as you see them in great big ways, what they're doing is looking for insect larvae, all that sort of stuff. So, omnivorous, basically protein, heavily protein orientated, so not a lot of carbs.
A seagull's natural diet includes fish, crustaceans, worms and insects. But these days it seems their tastes have adapted to become more urban and all-inclusive due to humans being so generous with our scraps. So they never hesitate to try anything new. That's why we invited them, if you look behind yourself, to be our guests today, because an open stomach means an open mind. On this episode of Peckish, our two keen contestants, Alex and AJ, have come to battle it out. They have 30 seconds to try and win over the seagulls with a delicious meal. Let's see what the seagulls will flock towards. Now back to our contestants. Let's see what these guys have prepared for today. Contestant number one.
I have a fruit and nut mix or a trail mix.
Alright, let's see if the seagulls like it.
It's good.
And contestant number two, what have you got today?
We got our trusty maca spray.
Nice.
Okay.
It's primarily, I'd say, the fat. Remember, they're salt tolerant. Unlike us, they're salt tolerant. All birds, except for the passerines, can get the salt. The salt comes out down their nasal passages and out of their eyes because they have salt glands behind their eyes to filter their blood to take the salt out of their bloodstream. So you can drink salt water. So we can't do that, of course. So you guzzle salt water. Chips have got a lot of salt on them, so that's be an attractant apart from anything else because their normal food sources, their instinctive food sources would be salty. And the fat. All sea and shorebirds tend to have a bit of bias outside of the herbivores to fat because they can store it easily, back of the neck and in different parts of the body. So fat, chips cooked in oil, palm oil, who cares, The carbohydrates is probably the least useful thing to them, the actual potato itself.
And the winner is AJ with the fine selection of Macca's fries. As you heard Chris Lloyd say before, seagulls love the salt and fat of the chips, although the fruit and nut mix is a good source of protein, which is essential for a healthy diet, not only for seagulls, but for everyone. Well, that's all for today, guys. Come back next week when we find out just how ibises got the name bin chicken. And now, I'm gonna go get some hot chips because I'm feeling a little peckish.
My bad. Oops.